Hello, everybody, and welcome to a really special tasting. I mean, if you see what we've got in front of us, it's something to behold.
I think we want to bring two things across when you look at these wines under the umbrella of KWV. KWV, that's become a household institution that led wine awareness in South Africa, really finding those special pockets of wine, of vineyards that can essentially create iconic wines. But the KWV has come such a long way, and subsequently one of their strategies was to really focus and to look at fruit purity, to raise the level and the awareness of really high-end quality wines in South Africa, and subsequently the Mentors cellar was born. And so you'll see that you don't even see KWV really on these labels. The brand has become the Mentors.
Sure, without a doubt.
And Isel van Black, I mean, we've watched her career over the past 10 years.
Better known as Kwaiki to most people.
She's got a bit of a... She's
amazing.
Heart of gold. And to watch this young lady's career and her developing, and for somebody to really start to make exquisite wines, you've got to really have your feet in the vineyard.
And gutsy. She takes it on, Sam.
Yeah.
She's not afraid to take something and experiment. And I mean, I don't say these are all experiments, but yes, some of the finest wines in the country.
What people need to understand, there's a place for a 50 rand bottle of wine, but these wines retailing from 280 up to 650.
Sure.
There's a place for them too. And when you taste them, I mean, yesterday, following her career, as I said, she's come on this road where she's really like brought in the reins of this like massive horse and just taming it. And she's got, without having blinkers on it, I mean, she's like aware of all the stylistic changes in the world and keeping up with trends, but going back to basics where you have a wine that's just fruit purity, not those big-footed, heavy oaked wines. I mean, they've really looked with the Mentors, they've looked at barrel selections, they've looked at fruit purity, wines with low pHs, with other words, healthy wines, and wines that's going to, last in bottle. I mean, none of these tannins in these wines are too big or in your face. Everything in this wine just is so seamlessly coming together, and this is what the Mentors stands for. And I think they've done so much effort and they've put so much weight behind creating this brand that hats off to them, hats off to Isel and her team. These wines are exquisite. But why we I've got two sentences
I think this
left.
is one of those tastings where I'm not going to say a word. So this is Summary Smith's tasting and KWV with Isel van Black.
No.
Go, please, you're
No, but
doing well.
we've got the Mentors.
No, go,
We've got
go.
the Mentors here.
Yes, Bella,
Yeah.
go. You're
And-
doing well. You're
and
doing
I mean,
well.
she's become my mentor. She's become your mentor.
my mentor too.
I mean, when I have a question and there's something I'm curious about, I phone Isel, and she's always available.
But even for somebody that doesn't drink wine at all, you don't have to drink wine at all. You spend 5 minutes in her presence and she'll convert you. She'll convert you in a sense of enthusiasm. She's able to take all that really high wine jargon and bring it down to a level where anybody will understand and anybody will fall in love with wine across the board. Not necessarily just the Mentors, but with wine across the board. So her enthusiasm, finest example that I know. I managed to get a sentence in. Well, let's taste.
So part of the Mentor cellar is that they experiment and they push the boundaries. And this is where the Petite Sirah comes from. I mean, I tried to memorize this. I'm not going to try and look smart. So I'm just going to read this. So Petite Sirah, also known as Durif, was discovered by the botanist François Durif in Montpellier in France.
But you can't say that by praying, Sam. You can't.
He successfully crossed a grape, Syrah, that we all know very well in South Africa, with a grape called
Durif.
Pilorzine. No, Durif was when these two came together. And the whole idea was that they wanted to get a grape that's more resistant to mildew. And
So what is it blended with? Syrah and? What is it? Is it?
Pilorzine. I don't know.
Okay.
So Dr. Durif was researching a way to make Syrah more resistant, and that's what they came up with. But Charles McKeever imported it to America in the mid 1880s, and that's where the name came. You know, Americans like to change names.
But
so it became Petite Sirah.
Australia, California, France, mainly. I don't think there's 180 hectares in South Africa, and it's a variety. It's a blend that's made to decades, meant to go the distance further than what me and you will ever go. At this rate.
But I mean, like you get wines, red wines, like Cab, you know, that's got this depth in color. But I mean, like even if you have a little bit of this wine left in your glass,
and you
can't even see your
no
fingers
way.
through.
There's no. The intensity of the color on this one is.
It's got a monster color, but it dances on your palate. I mean, it sounds like quite pretentious to say how elegant. I mean, I can become so wordy and flowery when I describe this wine, but it's got so much layers. It's got so many layers. It's just incredible. Let's drink some of it.
Only way you can keep Summery Smith quiet. Give her wine to drink, and then take advantage while she's still got it in the mouth, or she'll probably start speaking now too.
I'll give you another sentence.
There we go. No, let's go ahead. So here we go. 1,000 bottles of the Petite Sirah. I mean, really, really limited. Something that's drinking exceptionally now. I mean, and this one, Sam, with all due respect, 15, 20, 25 years, under ideal conditions, this one will age exquisitely. And for that matter, I mean, we've got the Perrault, we've got the Pinotage, we've got the Orchestra, we've got the Canvas. I mean, these wines are just...
So the rest of the wines, all the 2018 vintage that's
Releases.
now being released into the market, 80% abroad, 20% here, and strict on allocations.
Yeah.
So the rarity factor of these wines and the scarcity factor of these wines also like kind of boost the esteem, and you know, you really have to kind of work hard to get them. But if you have some of these wines in your cellar, you're a very lucky person. I mean, how blessed and lucky. Oh, it's like Christmas. And all of these wines, you can see the trajectory or where the wines are going is elegance. And I mean, that I like to explain or describe wine in terms of texture. And first you get this velvet palate, and then you've got this porcelain tannins. Nothing is like, everything is just beautifully knit together. We are in love with these wines. I will be ambassador for these wines any day. Just make sure that I've got some in my house.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I enjoyed that thoroughly. One of my best tastings I've ever had. Thank you, Sam, for the tasting.
It's only a pleasure,
joke.
my love.
Thanks, love. Thanks, Izal, for this opportunity. Really a great opportunity. Tanya, Izal, the whole KWV team. I mean, stalwarts. Okay, let me put off. I'll get that right. I can put the stuff on off.
So we've got like a Greek lamb being prepared tonight. We're going to do on the fire. So what are you going to have with it? What will you have with the lamb?
I don't eat lamb.
Okay, I give you lamb.